Hello, everyone. So today I've come here to present about Zoho Cliq, letting you know of putting Zoho Cliq at the center of your workspace. Now, today's agenda is about rethinking what real workplace communication is. And today's modern workplace is highly reliant on chat tools. And when I say that they're highly reliant on chat tools are not mediums that just let you connect with people. No, they are really your operating systems. And when I say that they are your operating systems, they give you an opportunity to build something on top of it. And how you do that, how you supercharge your Zoho Cliq is something that we will look over today. Now, coming to thinking about what real workplace communication is, the mediums used for internal communication in your workplace, okay, should be secure and compliant. They must give you utmost data ownership. They must ensure that collaboration is enhanced and intuitive across teams. They must ensure that if you are in a hybrid setup, if you've got people working across time zones, they must make sure that the communication is synchronous and asynchronous, breaking the barriers across time zones. And of course, the information that you should have should be on tap, centralized and intuitive, by nullifying the process of contextual switching, by saving a lot of time. That saves a lot of time, though. Now, coming to comprising all of this is getting a very good managerial oversight and clarity on what you do in your workday. Now, when I say that chat tools are necessary for a business, every business uses one. And when the answer is something like WhatsApp, Line, or Telegram, there's a problem, because none of these apps are going to give you utmost data ownership. They're not productivity focused, they're convenient focused. I mean, like, it's great to discuss about a vacation on WhatsApp, but it's your business communication really deserves a secured stage, you know? And that's why I say migrating from consumer chat tools to enterprise grade security tools is not just a nice to have, it's a necessity, you know? And I've got a couple of surveys that back the point of why businesses should really need smarter communication tools, you know? So if you see on the left, you've got companies that do a lot of app switching, draining millions of dollars a year, and they see poor integrated communication. And on the right, you get to see surveys that very clearly show enhanced productivity. And the reason behind that is well known. That's the point that we are discussing. They've got integrated communication tools in place. And 83% of their employees rely on something like this. And that's made their business very successful, you know? And today's modern workplace should definitely have chat tools that are your unified communication hub, making sure that the information that you access is centralized, intuitive, bringing you better clarity. And of course, there is a silent co-worker in the room always today in this era, and that's the AI. So you've got AI-driven productivity must included, and a very good smart collaboration space. And Zoho Cliq ties all of these four pillars in the best way possible, and that's what we're going to look at. Now let's have a glance of your typical work day. You step into your office, you mark your attendance, you check out your concise to-do list of the day, and you check out for your schedule, prepare for meetings, then jump into a focused execution of, you're in a sprint mode, you're never distracted. You do that, you queue up your tasks, and you're done with your day. Now, if your workday is powered by Zoho Cliq, it suffices all of this in the best way possible. The moment you step in, you check in into Zoho Cliq, and you get to see a very good remote work dashboard. That's nothing but a virtual overview of your floor. You may not be at your office, but you really get to know who's at office, who's at work, and what are the meetings scheduled in a particular department. That's nothing but giving you an instant clarity and having to know that who's really working with you in the workday. And of course, the channels that bring up all the messages streamlined, orchestrated in the best way possible. And you've got the task reminders, schedulers that put up the information that you are supposed to know in a day. And of course, your calendar. Zoho Cliq has a unified calendar that marks up your schedule so that you jump into the meetings. And of course, as I've told you, AI is your silent coworker. It does all the heavy lifting. We're going to look at all of this in a while. And of course, the workflow automations in Zoho Cliq that help you nullify contextual switching and help you take decisions in a better way. And you check out for your day, you know. Now, how is Cliq a unified communication platform? And how is it so convenient to use by businesses? When I say unified communication platform, I would start it right from the setup. Zoho Cliq is very well plugged in with services like Zoho Directory and Zoho People. If you are an organization that is using an Active Directory, might it be Microsoft or might it be your own LDAP directory, you can sync that with Zoho Directory and have all of your user management and application management at one place. You know what? The process that's involved is like you sync your users, you bring up their profile information, and you literally reflect your organization's hierarchy. Everything that you do in Zoho Directory is synchronized in Cliq, and that's what makes Cliq your unified directory. You need not look back. You need not manage this entire process in Zoho Cliq again. It's very well unified. And same goes with the HRMS system. Zoho People, okay? So the attendance, the department and designation structure of your company, it's very well reflected in Cliq. You check in into Cliq, your attendance is marked in People, and all the attendance data is furbished in Cliq and People together. And that's how they are synced really well. And unified status, of course. The status in Zoho Cliq is just not something that determines whether you're available or busy, but it gives your colleagues an instant clarity on what you're doing. Whether you are on a remote session on Zoho Assist, a Zoho meeting, or even on a Cliq call, your colleagues get an instant clarity on what you're up to in your workday. And have you ever, of course, many of you people who are using Zoho products, they would have seen the chat bar at the bottom of most of the applications. That's the minimal version of Cliq. We made sure that this is blended in most of the Zoho applications, making sure you have a unified experience of communication with Cliq. And unified calls. This is something very interesting because contact centers these days are just loving the Cliq phone system. The calls that you initiate with your colleagues, the meetings that you have with your colleagues, and the calls that you take, the customer calls that you take, all happen or all can happen under one roof. So if your business has a toll-free, a hotline number, you can imagine your sales agents or customer support representatives handling calls, internal and customer, all at one place. Now, how do you do this? If you already have an existing phone system, you can bridge that with Zoho Telephony and make use of Cliq phone system. Or else, if you don't have one, you can check out Zoho Voice. And both of them are very, very well integrated in Zoho Cliq. And that's what we call unified calls in Cliq. And how convenient is it to use? Of course, we know that it's a chat tool. At the end of the day, it's going to let you connect with people. Lets you exchange files, meetings, and all of that. But how does it keep you productive? How does it make sure that you get the information on the time when it is supposed to reach you? And that's how you do it with recurring reminders and responders and schedulers in Cliq. If you're out for a vacation, just like the way you set it up on an email, you have the option to set it up on Cliq. Your colleagues get to know where you are or when are you going to be back at work, and that's giving more clarity to them. The last time that you would have seen this is on mail, and now it's on chat as well. And of course, you would have set reminders for yourself to stay updated on time, never miss out on things. And the thing is, these can recur these can also be scheduled so that you just get information pinpointed on the date and time when it's supposed to be reaching you out. So if you plan a month's if you have a monthly schedule, okay, you can think of a scheduler that drops you a message every Tuesday, every Monday, or every Friday, you know, and that's how I say it's highly convenient to use. And of course, the Cliq meetings. How many of you know that you can connect external users with Cliq meetings? Anyone? Anyone if you are aware that Cliq lets you connect with people who don't even have a Zoho account? Well, I see 2 to 3 people, but yeah, I got to tell you that Zoho Cliq meetings are seamless, scalable, and highly device agnostic. When I say they are seamless and scalable, you know, they let you connect with your internal people and the external people who don't even have a Zoho account. Now, how scalable they are. You can have up to 1,000 people in an audio and a video conference. And you can have town hall sessions with speakers, and you can accommodate up to 15,000 people in a meeting. And that's how capable Cliq is. And when I say it's device agnostic, it's the convenience factor again. Think of you just entering into your office, okay? And you've got to attend a call. You pick the call on the mobile app, and by the time you reach your desk, you have an option to seamlessly transfer it onto the laptop or onto the device that you work in your station. And it's seamless. You need not disconnect the call. Have you ever tried this, by the way? Anyone? Oh, that's great. That's great. I see that you're getting the best experience out of it. Yeah. So yeah, now how did we level this up? We've leveled this up with the help of seamless resource booking and calendar events. I'll tell you how. So what we've done is we've made sure that your meeting rooms, the devices in your meeting rooms, which are smart televisions, they are registered and set up in Cliq, so that by the time you book a meeting or you schedule a meeting in Zoho Cliq, you are in a position right now to select the meeting room, the device in which you're supposed to have this meeting. If it's on a smart TV, you're going to select the device. You enter into the room, and there is an application called Cliq Rooms, which should be installed in that device, by the way. You scan a QR, and you just enter into the room. That's how we say that Cliq lets you have a good resource booking within it. And of course, Cliq is everywhere. It has a multi-device compatibility. It's right on your mobile. It's right on your smartwatch. And by the time you commute to your work, it's on your car because Cliq is available on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Okay. And of course, it's all about the silent coworker, which is AI. We're going to have a live demonstration about AI, and we're also going to let you know the enterprise grade admin controls of Zoho Cliq. Now let's jump in. So when I say AI, it does a lot of heavy duty, right? So it generates summaries for the meetings. Like, it makes sure that if I'm onto a meeting, it gives me a summary. It gives me an set of action items that can be populated with my teams. But it doesn't end up there. If I am added into a channel right away, okay, and if it's a surprise for me, you've got an option called Summarize Conversation that gives you a quick summary of what is this conversation all about, what are they discussing here, and you also got options that allow you to select the users from which you wish to summarize these messages. So let us assume that this is a channel in which you've got all of the users, all of the sales managers, and the sales team. So if you are willing to select a couple of users and just summarize their messages alone, so that you get to see their contribution alone in this channel, you get to do that. You select the user and click on apply, and it works the way. And of course, you need not summarize all the messages. If you're late by a week, or if you're off for a vacation by a week, or just 3 days, just select the timeline, and you got the summarized. You got the messages to be summarized in the best way possible, and it doesn't end up there. Let me type a message for you. you know. So whenever I type a message, I usually get to see that I end up in like spell errors. And earlier, for correcting this, I used to rely on browser extensions. Okay, I need not name one because most of us are familiar on what they are. But Click is equipped with a writing assistant. Okay, and this writing assistant will like, you know, sense. The first thing it does is it's going to sense your emotion. Okay, so it says that I'm excited, which I really am. Okay, I'm at the Zoholics and I'm telling something about the Zoholics. It says that I'm excited. And if I'm in a managerial tone and if I ask, why isn't this updated? It's going to sense and tell me that, listen, you're getting too angry. You're not supposed to say it that way. And it's up to you to decide whether you're gonna frame the sentence moving forward. Okay. And it, of course, if you're typing large messages, or like if your message count or the context is very big, you get an option. So let me show you one simple thing. So let me just copy this summary itself and post it here. So, and if I go to the writing assistant right now, I get to see an ease of read index. I get to see that it's very difficult to read, and like uh, the options that help me correct the sentence. And you remember the last time that you've seen something like this? Can anyone answer this? When is the last time you've seen something like this? Definitely not in a chat tool, right? It's Zoho Writer, right? So, I mean, like uh, that level of features where when you frame a writer document, you definitely need something like this, and that's what we've infused into a communication tool like Zoho Cliq. And now let me jump on to the administrative panel of Zoho Cliq. In the very beginning, I've told you that your chat tools must be enterprise grade, and I'll tell you why. The admin, basically, Zoho Cliq is not only built on a communication perspective, it's built on an admin's perspective too. Zoho Cliq's administrator has the utmost authority to control, deploy all the features that are needed for an organization. The administrator is in a position to either turn on or off any specific feature he wants to do for his organization. If you are willing to like make sure that no one in your company deletes a message, and if they're supposed to delete it, they delete it they delete it in a specific time frame, you can just set that up. And is it doesn't end up here. You take an example, like if you don't want to make sure that the restrictions that are applied to everyone, you just want to make sure that few roles in your company get to see and a restricted access of Zoho Cliq. You have roles and permissions in Zoho Cliq that allow you to do that. And this goes to an extent where you can also disable the capturing screenshot in Zoho Cliq. And when I say that the administrator is given a highest authority of data, I must tell you that Cliq is very well equipped with options like data leak prevention, data loss prevention, where you can set up a policy and you can make sure that there is an alert whenever there is a sensitive information being disclosed. Administrators can make the best use of it. So if there is any password exchanged, or if there is any uh, critical or private information exchanged within your organization, Zoho Cliq allows you to like mask it right away. And this doesn't end up here. You also got options that help you retain the data in the time frame that you want. Okay, you can have your own data retention policy with Zoho Cliq, which is added up with investigations and holds, where you can just hold a specific amount of data while the DRP is in place. And one thing that you got to see is the file cleanup. Zoho Cliq allows you to like clean up your files on a periodical basis, and you get to see. You run the organization. You run an entire organization that relies on a chat tool, and you really got to know how is this being used. So Zoho Cliq gives you a very good usage dashboard that helps you check out the number of users who have accessed, the messages exchanged, and the calls and meetings initiated in a workday. And that uh, is all about the Cliq's enterprise admin controls. And now we've spoke a lot about, we've spoke a lot about communication, its needs. Uh, like what are the features needed for a modern workplace communication tool? Now let's discuss something very important, something very productive, something that's focused to business. And that's where I say the goal of collaboration is business. And how do you do that? You know that we offer you native and third party applications. And that's how you build an ecosystem where you deep wire Cliq with every possible Zoho application, get notifications, and make sure that Cliq is interoperable with the applications that you use in a business. Okay. Now, once you do something like that, your interface in Cliq will look something like this. So you get to see a desk bar notifying you about the escalated tickets, the projects showing its dashboard of tasks, CRM obviously notifying you with deals, and of course, the expense bot helping you raise its requests right from the mobile application. And it doesn't stop here. If you need to drive action, you got to go beyond messaging. And I told you that the goal of collaboration is business. You definitely are supposed to go beyond messaging, and you do that through Cliq Platform. What is Cliq Platform? Okay. Cliq Platform is basically a comprisal of all of the components you see. The slash commands, the bots, the widgets in Zoho Cliq is the developer platform, or Cliq Platform is what we call. And I've brought you 3 customer spotlights where we've made sure that they make the best out of this platform, and they were really serious in building these up and being progressive in their business. And this is how your Cliq looks like when it is an action-driven UI. Okay, your messages can be actioned. You've got information that can be pulled over in a slash command. You've got a widget that is with a graphical user interface that's interactive with you, and you've got database that stores the transactions that happen between Cliq and the other applications, and a lot more. The database has got a lot to do. And of course, it helps you pop up forms for data collection. And that's what I say. Connected apps plus custom workflows is what real progress means. Binding up these will definitely help you get into real progress. And let's discuss about the customer spotlights that I bought today. Now, we've got a customer who uses Zoho CRM and Zoho Cliq, and they had a problem. They had a list of sales team, and they had a team of sales managers. And of course, they've integrated Cliq. They made sure that whenever the deal is won, it's into Cliq and whatnot. But there was a problem. The problem was with deals which needed special approval, So when a deal needed a special approval, they used to share the deal contacts on Cliq, get in touch with different people. And, when a deal is so special and it needs an approval, it's a very hot lead, and you don't take the chance of missing it, right? So when they've come up with this problem, we made sure that there is a solution called a deal notifier bot for them. Now we're going to have a live demonstration of that. So what they've done is whenever there is a new lead, they usually get an email notification. And this email notification has an option to view the concerned lead. And when I click on this, I get redirected to the CRM lead page. And if there is a lead that needs a special approval, I click on this. And if now here I'm the salesperson, I need a special approval for this lead. So I'm going to copy the URL here. I'm going to go into the channel where all my sales managers are present. And I'm going to post this URL here. You know what it does? The bot immediately captures that there is a new lead. And if I say enter, it's going to create a thread for me. And in this thread, it's going to post a message card that has all the basic or vital information about the concerned lead. And now in this thread, I'm going to invite, or I'm going to have all my managers discuss about this particular lead. So if now consider me as the manager, and if there is a salesperson who has already communicated a lot about in this channel, I'm going to say that the approval is granted maybe, and that's it. Now I got a message from my manager, and I got to I cannot add this as a note, right? I got it on a basis of a discussion. And for me to make a note of this discussion, I've deployed a message action where I have an option to add this as a note to the concerned lead in Zoho CRM. And once I do this, I say that something like this, and I'm going to add it. And that's it. I get a notification that a note from the salesperson is added to the concerned lead. So what are you going to do here? What you see is a bot that notifies the sales managers. Managers do a lot of things. They shouldn't be in a position to run behind people, get information and stuff. So the bot takes care of most of this, ensures that anything that happens in Cliq is communicated with CRM, and once the deal is closed, or once the lead is closed or converted as a customer, there's going to be a notification that the concerned customer, the deal has been won. Okay, and that's it about this particular case. And we're gonna let you know, I've got something very special for all of the people who have attended this session, and I'm gonna showcase it at the end, right? And let me come back to Cliq for a while. Let me come back to the other use case for a while. Now, we've got another use case where we've developed a real graphical user interface or an interactive widget for one of our customers who had a warehouse. They were into a production of multiple goods. Their presence was across the globe. And the challenge that they had is the stock keeping units, the data of the stock keeping units was quite siloed. Okay. So they had errors in knowing the number of the availability of a particular good in a stock keeping unit. And that was the challenge. The solution that we built it's like an SKU linked widget that gives the manager an instant visibility and the presence of a good in a particular region, and the outcome is that they have substantially brought down the errors in the first place, and people have started to act right from its chat. And I have a video about it. Let me showcase a 2-minute video for you where we're gonna present you what we've done for a customer, and this is all about it.
Welcome to your all-in-one warehouse management tool, built seamlessly within Zoho Cliq. Manage your entire inventory, track your warehouse operations, and monitor performance, all from one platform. Let's start with the database view. If you're familiar with the traditional table format, this is where you can store and manage your inventory data, the basic essentials like stock quantities, item codes, and pricing details. While this traditional view is great for data management, it doesn't give you the interactive modular experience you need for fast decision-making. That's where Cliq's powerful widgets come in. Now, let's see what this tool has packed in. First, we have the Product Catalog tab. This view shows you all your product details in one place, from stock levels to SKU codes, cost prices, selling prices, and more. You can access everything instantly, with no more switching between different screens. As you can see, this widget provides a comprehensive, at-a-glance view of your inventory. One of the best features of this tool is its full device compatibility. Whether you're on desktop, tablet, or mobile, these views remain fully responsive. No extra installations or plugins needed. Need to update your stock levels or add new items to your catalogue? No problem. With Cliq Forms, you can easily input new data or modify existing records. Just fill out the form with item details, stock quantities, and any other relevant information. Then, hit Submit and watch the updates reflect across your widgets instantly. Next, we have the Store Locations widget. Here, you can track the inventory capacity for each of your warehouses or store locations. This widget allows you to see how much space is left in each location, along with the current inventory levels. You'll know exactly when to reorder and optimize your storage. To help you stay ahead of stock shortages, our system provides color-coded indications on the map, based on stock levels. Any items nearing their low stock limit are highlighted, allowing you to prioritize reordering and avoid stockouts. Track your product performance with the Sales Data tab. Here you can monitor each product's sales trends, along with the overall sales performance of your warehouse. From understanding top-performing items to identifying slow movers, this tab helps you make informed decisions on stock replenishment and sales strategies. With Zoho Cliq, managing your warehouse and inventory is easier than ever. No more switching between different tools. Everything you need is integrated in one place.
I hope you had a good insight about this. Let me know what you felt about. What did you feel about this widget? Of course, we can also have an interaction in the Q&As. And now I have a question for every one of you, and I want to get some answers. How many times? Just raise your hands. How many times did you set up an alert system, made sure that you got an alert when there is something critical, and you missed it? Okay, almost everyone. Okay, so that's what today, as in the moment that we speak, I'd like to tell you that the bots, I mean, they went beyond chats, and your alert just went audible. And how do you do that? We are introducing Zoho Cliq bot calls. Bots now are in a position to call you, give you an insight on what the alert is all about, and ask you to acknowledge the action, delegate it with people, and make sure that you let people know that you've got the alert call, you've attended it, and you're on your way to sort it. And it's just not like an alarm, it's associated with actions that I've just told you, so that you just don't attend the call and leave it. You can be in action the moment you attend the call. Okay. And this is how a bot alert looks like in action. So this is your mobile app, and you got a bot call this way, you attend it, and it's going to be a text-to-speech there's going to be an audio being played about the concerned incident, and you got options that help you acknowledge and delegate this with the right set of people. Now, it doesn't end up here. Okay, we've made an emergency alert for one of our customers in healthcare, and we've got the customer right here in front of us. So let me bring Mr. Sivadarsan on stage, and he will let you know how a bot call has made sure that things in critical situation are still in control. Yeah. Please, welcome, sir.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Shiva, and I oversee the business operations with MaxServe Hospice. And we were actually using another communication platform before we started using Cliq. So a couple of things that we were looking into was HIPAA compliance, being economical, and also a very simple user interface. So what Cliq has actually done for us is created a custom command that helps us create individual channels just for each patient, because our process is very much integrated with direct patient care, and all of our communications are dedicated for each patient. And what that bot does is also put up SOS alert right next to the patient information. So the bot automatically creates a channel with the patient's name as the title of that channel. And also it pins an information panel on the top as it pins that message along with the SOS alert button. So whenever a patient is in a critical state, whoever triggers it it will immediately alert the calls to all our leadership clinical teams. So that includes all the coordinators for spiritual care, social workers, and also the nurse care team, which is the primary important team in our hospice situation. So we actually recently had a patient who was in the end stage COPD, and the nurse, it was on a weekend also. So our on-call line got the call from the daughter of the patient, and apparently our on-call nurse was doing another admission, was not able to immediately reach to that place. So she immediately triggered the SOS alert, and immediately it called all the leadership team, and everyone was able to immediately look into the chat, even though it was on a weekend. And our chaplain immediately placed a call to the family and tried to give the patient comfort, the patient and the family the comfort. And also our clinical team made sure that all the standing orders, the medications was approved, a stat DME was ordered and delivered there. So everything got taken care of within a span of 5 minutes, which could have been a 20 to 30 minutes spanned random calls with, multiple informations being communicated across multiple people. Everything got sorted out within 5 minutes. That's how SOS Alert has. This is just one of the case scenarios, right, that we had in our company recently, but there's been multiple cases with, patients when they have fall, they alert the certified aides, they alert our team. So, but then this is just one of the recent cases that we had.
All right. Thank you for sharing your words. Thanks a lot.